Dave, thank you so much, sir, for coming on the program tonight. Good talking to you.
Thanks for having me on, Cam.
You bet. Last time we talked with you folks there at Ohioans for Concealed Carry, you had just filed a lawsuit against Cleveland Heights for an ordinance that had I guess it was a ban against carrying a gun in the city park, and they're not allowed to have an ordinance like that on the books, right?
That's right. We're fortunate in Ohio to have a state preemption law that says that the only gun laws we have are the ones that they make in Columbus in our state legislature. And we've had that now for about 4 years, Pam, and unfortunately some of our local municipalities and lesser governmental entities haven't gotten the message.
Yeah, well, okay, so what has happened now? I understand that the city of Cleveland Heights has now actually repealed these ordinances?
Right, Cam. I want to make it clear that Ohioans for Concealed Carry, we don't go around suing people. This is actually only the third city we've had to sue. We typically start off by just trying to educate the local politicians as to the law. In this case, unfortunately, we were met with a little bit of obstinance, so we had no choice but to file the lawsuit. Naturally, once we did, the first thing they did is rush to city council and repealed their ordinances.
That was so they took these off the books once the threat of legal action became real.
That's right, no, and not until then.
You know, and it's fascinating, David. I was reading an op-ed, actually an editorial from the New York Times yesterday, talking about a similar issue down in Florida. You know, Florida passed preemption back in the 80s, but there was no penalty for municipalities that kept their old gun laws on the books and even tried to enforce them. So the legislature in Florida earlier this year passed a law that actually put some teeth in this and said if you guys don't get these unenforceable, these illegal ordinances off the books, you could face penalties of $100,000. Local officials could face a $5,000 fine. And the New York Times says that this is, quote, pandering to the gun lobby. They say cities like St. Petersburg rushing to repeal sensible ordinances against firing guns in the city limits. Other communities are busy spiking bans on carrying guns into public parks. They must also repeal their authority to suspend gun and ammunition sales during public emergencies. And they even say, even the Supreme Court in its ruling that misread the Second Amendment as a personal right to bear arms, stressed that it was not casting doubt on a wide range of gun control laws passed to protect communities from gun violence. Clearly this bothers the gun control advocates when gun owners actually want the laws to mean something, because that's what this is about. This isn't about pandering to the gun lobby. This is about making sure that our laws matter, frankly.
Cam, we have some teeth in our Ohio law. It does require the city, in this case, to pay the attorney's fees of the successful group that challenges an unlawful ordinance like we have. And we're thinking about maybe we even need to talk to the folks in Columbus about even making it a little stronger than that. But encouraging private groups and individuals to go after unlawful or illegal ordinances like this or restrictions on our constitutional rights actually has a long history in American law. And in fact, you'll find, if you take a look, there's a great number of cases talking about this idea of the government essentially hiring private attorneys general by, including in laws, attorney fee provisions and sometimes civil penalties and forfeitures to encourage private citizens to actually take legal action against the government when it's out of line. And you'll find that's the case with a lot of civil rights legislation, including the Civil Rights Act of 1964.
So do you see, David, are there still other towns out there in Ohio that have some of these ordinances on the books that aren't enforceable, that do need to be taken off the books?
There are, and when members of Ohioans for Concealed Carry come across them, they typically themselves contact their local park district or city or township and ask them to change them, and 99 times out of 100, the response is, why, sure, yes. We didn't realize we still had that on the books. We understand the law, and we'll make the necessary change. When that doesn't work, they bring it to Ohioans for Concealed Carry, and sometimes a strongly worded letter from us makes all the difference. It is rare that we have to actually sue somebody like we've had to do with Cleveland Heights.
All right. Listen, David, can't thank you enough, sir, for coming on the program tonight. It's great talking to you, and hope that we can do this again soon. Congratulations with the success against Cleveland Heights, Ohio.
Thanks a lot, Cam.
Thank you, sir. David Kessler joining us from Ohioans for Concealed Carry.